Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. We don't want to talk about that now because that is a cankerworm. There is no how we've not discussed this. There is nothing we've not said about it. But then violence persists in us, in our football, and that is the top echelon. That is the highest form of football that we have. We play in this country. We're at the MPFL ground. Touts can go in and harass, not just harass, but hit referees with impunity. And we have law enforcement agents who are there as if they are appealing or appeasing or pleading with such person that should be grabbed and sent somewhere. Then something is wrong somewhere. I think in the not too distant future, we come here and we discuss this issue, put it on the front burner, and look at why it persists. Because it beats anything you can think of. It beats it. And the center referee to be attacked this way tells you something. After what we are doing, it is never done. We shouldn't allow these things to happen. You crowd control. We've got the people the stewards are supposed to be trained. Are they being trained? What are we seeing? How can this be? This is not sitting. We can't go on this way. After everything, you find them at 10 million, 100 million, and it persists. You are not solving the problem. Banning has not solved it. The point deduction will not solve it. Whatever. So something holistic needs to be done, because this is really getting out of hand. If we are playing, thank God. I'm sorry, I'm using the word thank God in this instance, because if we are progressing in the continent, is this what we'll be exhibiting? It is not. It is not. It is not. I think we are still going to look at it. But what we are seeing here, where they are pleading with a tout right there on the pitch. It's that the worst form of it. So that guy should have been arrested, handcuffed, and sent out of somewhere. It's not because of somebody go and then prosecuted. It is not done. You can vent your spleen, but you don't take out your hands on an official, especially when you have law enforcement agents right there. Look, just look at this. Just look at this. What does it happen? And he goes scot-free. You assault somebody and you go scot-free, even if it is not a football match. You hit somebody and you go scot-free. How is this ever done? And you look at him pushing the law enforcement agents. Well, I think we have to look at this today. But like we said, a lot of things have been happening in the world of sport. Yeah, well, a lot of things has been happening in the world of sport over the weekend. Some are still happening today. Some happened yesterday. History being made. We saw that collapse. I don't know, is it a resurgent or a collapse? Because if you're looking at it from the part of Real Madrid, or if you're looking at it from the part of Manchester City, and it is something that we are going to look at Liverpool, back in the finals, after the loss to the Real Madrid, the win against Tottenham, and there they are again, saying this is the time for them probably to add, to their the number of times they've won the trophy. Good news for Chelsea fans. You have a new owner, but subject to the confirmation of the FA, and then I think maybe the British government also has a say in that. In Africa, Al Ahly, they are telling you that yes, they are not just the team of the century for nothing. They're riding high, beating El Seti 4-0 in one of the semi-finals. We shall look at that also. FIFA says, even if we've been telling people we are in FIFA. But when you contravene their rules, FIFA doesn't know whether you are with them or not. And Nigeria has been fined 150,000 Swiss francs, which is about 63.9 or roughly 64 million naira that we have to cough out when we are saying we need money to buy kits for our kids. We need money to buy boots. We need money to buy, to develop our grassroots football. We have to pay FIFA 64 million for crowd encroachment, which is exactly what we are seeing here, right there at the MFM versus Rangers match, even here in Lagos. So if it's happening in Abuja, it is happening in Lagos. Whose failure is it. FIFA says pay 64 million. That is on your paying. We hope someday it won't generate where loss of lives has to come in because we are playing football. I think you saw just that. But but the sweet one coming in, it's coming in from Tunisia, Ons Jabo. Do you take that? The first African, the first Tunisian, the first Arab to win a WTA 1000 tournament. That is kudos to the Tunisian lady. And then and for the men, we told you we told you the other time that there is a new kid on the block. Today is on the 80th. 3 days ago he turned 19. He turned 19, and I tell you, the guy knocked out sort of the match with Nadal. He beat Nadal. I was okay, fine. If you can beat Nadal, the next stop is the #1 in the world. And then he knocked out Djokovic. So who else can stop Carlos Alcaraz? The boy plays fearlessly, and then he has turned drop shot into an art because he sells at the baseline, sends you off, and then by the time you are up there, he takes you, and then piam, he just chops it there, and the thing drops. And when it drops, I tell you, somebody tweeted, the guy has 100% confidence in his drop shot. I have never seen anything like that, and he is just 19. He's developing. He's supposed to be developing, but out there, he's knocking out the very best. For Formula One, I mean, I think this year, Mercedes don't forget it, because we still have the Ferrari 1-2 in Miami Open. We have Red Bull, 3-4 following them. And then, I mean, Hamilton, of course, is 6th, even when Bottas has, to finish ahead of him at 5th, that is on pole. The main race is today, so we shall see what is happening. I'm starting with Theo in the house. Theo, you're welcome to the show. What happened in Spain with up to the 90th minute, no shot on goal by Real Madrid. Yes. And we thought, City a goal up. Well, we are looking as if it is going to be an All England again. And then by this time around, I think the football god said no, something else needs to be done.
Well, again, the football gods, I just think Real Madrid have just been consistent. As far as I'm concerned, somehow in their inconsistency, they have remained consistent. I know it's paradoxical, but at the same time, we really have to look at it, because we saw that game against PSG, we saw the game against Chelsea, and then we saw this game against Manchester City. All the while, I think the deed was done in the first leg when they scored 3 goals away from home. But of course, no more away goals in the UEFA Champions League anymore. So what that did was that it basically opened the floodgates for goals to come in. Now, the game started at the Santiago Bernabeu, and it was more or less like a restricted game. Man City didn't really have too many chances, from the start of the match. But moving forward, they were trying to create chances. Madrid were not able to create one clear chance. They were not able to do it. But Man City went ahead, and the moment Madrid got one chance, they converted it. Now, you look at what they've been doing off the bench. Valverde, yes, impressive, started that game. But the moment Camavinga comes on, the moment Rodrigo comes on, it's like a new lease of life has been presented to that Madrid squad. And you just see these guys running up and down and without fear. And they're basically doing things that will make you know, yes, these guys actually are supposed to be in this team. They've been impressive so far, give or take. They are the major reason why I think Real Madrid are where they are now. Of course, with Karim Benzema, who's basically having the season of his life. But Manchester City did not know what hit them on the day. Everybody thought he was done and dusted. While I was even seeing the game, Mahrez scored that goal. People started going home. Yes, they're getting goals. Come back. It don't happen, I think like that. That's the beauty of football. It was cruel. I think what I really enjoyed on the day again was the battle between Vinicius Jr. and of course Kyle Walker. It raged on for nearly 60-70 minutes. Walker had to retire due to injury on the day. And at that point, Cancelo switches over to the other side. Zinchenko comes in, and then Zinchenko's flank becomes the spot whereby all 3 goals came through that particular flank. So I think in all, Carlo Ancelotti is still a master tactician. 27 years at the top of his game. I think they will say no be beans. He's been doing it for a very, very long time. Some of our favorite coaches that were still playing when he started managing. So to a large extent, and he has remained at the top of his game. It doesn't come easier than that. He's been impressive. He's shown that he understands the game. He knows what to do to make other coaches even begin to doubt themselves. And I think that's what happened with Pep Guardiola. I think Pep thought he had it won. I think he was already seeing himself in the finals. And of course, you really can't blame him.
Man, you blame him. You're playing 180 minutes.
exactly.
He only played 90 minutes and then it was...
with his first shot, and it was 3 goals in 6 minutes, all put together.
Yes.
You know, so it shows you the mental strength. At halftime, Madrid were down. I could see Benzema and Casemiro laughing. You know, it's almost as if they knew something was going to happen. And these guys had printed a jersey showing, I think number 14.
Yeah.
You know, saying that yes, they're coming for the 14th or the 15th Champions League title. Like the level of confidence these Real Madrid guys have shown over their last 3 matches against oppositions that on a normal day would have put them to rest. I think we need to begin to study their mental strength.
Do you put this to mental strength? Because I don't understand what really went on there. Are you saying Pep did not do what he was supposed to do?
Ken, it wasn't just... See, that's the thing. It wasn't just Pep. It didn't start with just Pep. Let's not forget they knocked out the current champions, Chelsea. In typical fashion, Chelsea came to Madrid and began to bully Real Madrid. But when it mattered most, they stepped up.
They got that goal.
And they got not just one, the goals that they needed to qualify. Because no longer about away goals.
Yeah.
They didn't, none of this, not mind you, the 3 games that we're talking about in question, they lost the 3 first legs. That's Real Madrid. They lost the first leg against PSG.
No, they won the first leg against Chelsea.
Okay, against Chelsea, won the first leg.
Yeah.
Chelsea came.
But it's 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
Exactly. Now the thing is, you watch the way they've been playing.
Yes.
It's just to me it depicts mental strength because. These are games that on a normal day you want to give it to the opposing team. Madrid will not come out of this. Madrid will not qualify. You begin to doubt. I've seen Madrid fans begin to shout and
mental
complain.
Strength because they are Madrid, or mental strength because they are this crop of players.
Ken,
because I don't understand.
First of all, they are Madrid. You have said it.
Yeah,
first of all, they are the most successful team
in this tournament. I think there are things that some people.
Okay, I was discussing with a friend. And he said something about the Liverpool-Villarreal game.
Yes.
He said that in the first half, Villarreal literally, that's a return leg.
Yes.
Villarreal bullied Liverpool.
2-0 went.
They didn't, Liverpool could not pull strings or passes.
And they could have
together.
Scored more.
Exactly, Villarreal could have gotten more. And he said he wants to believe that at halftime, Klopp would have just asked them, are you Liverpool or are you probably Arsenal? That's the question.
Why?
No,
why the choice? Why the choice of?
Well, they have the most, as far as the Champions League is concerned, they've won more Champions League titles than any other team in England.
Yes.
So why are you coming up and putting this kind of performance? And we saw what happened. We just won substitution in the second half. Liverpool just took the game around, and Villarreal, it seemed like they were run over by a truck. So you have to give that same mental strength to Real Madrid. These were games that nobody believed they would have won. Even when it seemed like their back was against the wall, they'll give you time. They make you look like they're out, and
then they come back
out of nowhere. You know, you just see them springing back to life.
If you look, they are to the final, beating PSG, beating Chelsea, and beating Manchester City.
Whom everybody, I for one believe that Manchester City had gone through. In fact, if I was to put my money...
Everybody, but you said fans in this time who paid, not put your money,
yes,
fans who paid to watch the match already left. Because even if they score a goal, it could only be consolatory.
In my mind, I was like, these people have run out of steam. Or
but remember, in 1999, that is exactly what happened at the Camp Nou when Bayern took on Manchester United. Bayern had been a goal up from about the 6th minute, and then up till the 90th minute, they now put up a standard 3 minutes to go. It was in that extra 3 minutes that United not just scored one, but scored 2. That is exactly what.
And I've always said it. Well, a couple of people have always complained about the fact that they believe players like probably Modric and maybe Toni Kroos should stay on the bench. But it's been a perfect blend of experience and youth. And I think the coach has done a fantastic job. And if you're looking at his antecedents and all the clubs he has managed, you will never really hear issues of rancor within his squad. Exactly. Carlo Ancelotti's dressing room is always... When Zinedine Zidane was coach, the issue with Zinedine and Bale was very, very... Everybody could see.
Of course, there are some players that he said they shouldn't even train with the team.
Exactly, but with Carlo Ancelotti, you wouldn't hear of any issues with Gareth Bale. If I remember, it was with Zidane and Bale, where Bale represented the national team, and they put a signature out. We're basically calling out Real Madrid, and in extension calling out Zidane. But with Ancelotti, he has been able to manage that team. A team with Eden Hazard, a team with Gareth Bale, and you don't even think about them in the grand scheme of things. When it comes to taking on opponents that on a normal day will put them to rest, I think he's been very, very impressive. And if you ask me, when they get to that final, It can be anybody's game.
It can be anybody's game, but they are still going there as underdog.
Well, looking at Liverpool, you really cannot blame them for that.
It will be Liverpool taking on Real Madrid in the final because Liverpool got the better of Villarreal.
Yes.
Okay, because it is Spanish, two Spanish teams and two English teams. And then in the Europa League, it has to be Rangers of Scotland taking on entrenched Frankfurt. Frankfurt, remember, also sent out Barcelona.
Yeah, I would have mentioned it nonetheless. And they sent out Barcelona and deservedly so. I told you about that semi-final, that quarter-final game. I saw the first leg, and I think you really cannot rule out the crowd when it comes to football matches because Barcelona fans felt intimidated. And guess what? Everybody believed that in the second leg, you're coming to Camp Nou, 99,000 fans and this and that. Up till now, Barcelona have opened an inquiry as to how 20,000 Frankfurt fans gained access into the stadium, and we're more vocal than all the Camp Nou fans put together. They created an atmosphere whereby it seemed like Barca were playing away from home, and these players were able to feed on that drive, and they took it to Barcelona.
That is, sometimes I when I talk about this, I tell you ask yourself, what is the problem? Here is a Frankfurt that has just got 2 drawn matches in their last 6 Bundesliga
games. Well,
but in Europe, they are sending everybody out.
It reminds me of Chelsea in 2012. They're having the horrible season.
Of course, they were the same 6. They were there, and then they went on to go
horrible season.
Whatever.
And
you prioritize.
Exactly. So basically, you pick your fights, you pick your battles, and so far so good.
And it is working for them.
Exactly.
Okay, and in the Europa Conference final, it is Roma.
The baby league of Europe. UEFA.
It is Roma taking on Feyenoord. So that is in the Dutch side, but as the Italian side. Of course, Roma is being coached by no other one by Jose Mourinho.
Special one.
And then the guy shed some tears when he took his team into the final, and gotten one over Brendan Rodgers, and that is how it has been. For Chelsea, the Boehly Group, they've reached agreement to buy Chelsea for a total of 4.25 billion. So they are paying 2.5 billion, which will be into the Fraser account, and that 1.75 billion, to develop into the restructuring team, developing team players, the female team, the infrastructure and other things. So for Chelsea fans, that is they can breathe a sign of relief that finally once this deal is done.
Yeah, I think the most interesting part of this transaction, this takeover, is the anti-Glazer clause I'm hearing about in it, saying that for the next 10 years, when the Glazers took over Manchester United, obviously they floated them on the US stock exchange. Said, and it's another US company, basically an American tech company taking over Chelsea, saying that for the next 10 years, they will not be able to float Chelsea on any stock exchange at all, whatever. And then most importantly, they will not just develop, at least $1 billion will be spent on developing the stadium, the youth team, and the female team.
The 1.75 billion.
At least. And then there's a limit on the level of debt that you can accrue. So basically, because Manchester United are one of the most indebted teams in the world. Abramovich did all of this to make sure that at least for the next 10 years, he will secure the future of Chelsea.
Well, the man is writing off 1.6 billion.
Yes, in debt.
The loan that he gave to them.
I think he goes back and he reiterates what I've heard multiple times over, that he is the best football owner of all time. Because
of all time.
Doing all of this, basically, you need to have genuine love. Because from a business point of view, from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense for you to leave all of this. But he's doing it because this is the club that he loves, the club that he cherishes, the club that he bought for £140 million in 2004. And then look at all he has done, and look at all he's willing to still let go of just to make sure that this club stays afloat even after he is gone. I think we need to applaud him. But Chelsea have new owners now. They can. They are also
they are also the owner of
owners of LA Dodgers.
Dodgers,
helping the LA Dodgers win their title, a first title in almost 34 years. So I think to a large extent, if we're
and they ever have a stake in the Lakers.
Exactly. Looking at the antecedents of this group, I think Chelsea are in safe hands, and they probably, if this had happened sooner, they probably might have been able to renew the contract of Antonio Rudiger, who seems like he's on his way to Real Madrid.
You see, understand one thing with free transfers. When players have gotten to that level, I remember there is one free transfer.
There was a lot of uncertainty. I really cannot blame the young man.
See,
The league are giving them up on the 31st or on 30th of March, you know, to come.
They've been negotiating. I think for Rudiger's case, let us speak the truth. This man has been there for one and a half years now to kill. And then, you know, they did not have any confidence in him. You are paying him a measly £100,000 per week. And then, you know, the guy says, this is what I want. They said they cannot give him that. They allowed that thing to go. And another year, in the year 6 months to go, when they can talk to other teams. And let me tell you something. The beauty about players moving on free is that there is no way Rudiger in the open market will not cost a minimum of over £50 million.
At least more if we're looking
good,
at
I'm just being conservative.
If I'm looking at Harry Maguire,
value.
It will cost
now, okay, can look over. So if the guy is going for 50 million in the market and they want to get him for free, he can negotiate 25 of that 50 million for him as a match bonus, as a signing bonus, as a sign-on fee for him. So when players go on free, they make loads of cash, they make loads of money. Because, you know, that I was talking about when Sol Campbell left Tottenham. You know, as at that time, Sol Campbell was valued for about £15 million, one of the costliest defenders in the world. And then he was the captain of Tottenham. And then, you know, clubs like Manchester United, others were coming in. And then Wenger went to meet him and said, stay, just stay till the end. So you will go on a free.
Is that not tapping, Ken?
In modern day, of course, that is what it's supposed to be. So at the end of the day, the guy stayed at Tottenham. And then when he went to Arsenal, today nobody has told us how much he has, you know, he was being paid because he was the highest earning footballer then in the EPL. Yeah. Because if a man, you would have bought him for that 15 million, and the guy, and you are giving him 10 or 5 of that million, you know how much the guy is taking.
I think a classic example.
You understand?
I think a classic example is actually Lionel Messi.
Yes.
PSG getting Messi for free.
Yes.
When they would have gotten him for at least hundreds of millions.
100 million. So that is.
So what Messi currently earning in PSG, I think it's an outrageous amount. But I think I'm speaking from the position of a fan right now.
Because
Chelsea's loss happens to be Real Madrid's gain.
Yes.
And the chances of them getting Mbappe for free again.
No, Mbappe PSG, they are renewing. They have agreed about.
They finally agreed.
Yes, I think they will make it public in the next. They'll sign for extra 2 years.
I think I'm relaxed.
Extra 2 years, and then Barcelona will be getting Aspilicueta for free.
Caesar, yes.
So those are the things. So it is the economics of free transfer pays the club you are going. And just like Manchester United are losing Pogba now.
Free,
and then if he goes to Manchester City, I tell you, we shall see whether the problem was Pogba or what the problem was the Manchester United fans. Yes. All right. We are going on a very short break. When we come back, we shall look at the MPFL. And probably, continue with EPL results and see what happened yesterday. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday. And then, yes, like we said, today we are going to come to you fast. I want to hear you if we can get your interaction. The lines will be open for you to join what we're saying. In England, it is something that they are chasing what has not been done before. In 1999, Manchester United won the treble. And then right now, Liverpool has won the treble once, but that treble did not include the league. I think they won the UEFA Cup, the FA Cup, and then the League Cup. So it has something to do. They didn't win that, one of the ultimate diadems, which is the APL. But this time around, they are fighting on all fronts. They've won the Carabao Cup. They are in the FA Cup final. They are in the Champions League final. They were a point, behind. Behind City, though they had one goal superior goal difference. So I said, look, can they win all 4? It is still possible. But yesterday they dropped points, so it is advantage City. That is, if City can win their match, because you don't count. They say a bird in hand is worth 1 million in the bush. Until you get that points into the kitty, it is not yours. But while we're on break, we just joined the house. Where you welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ken, for having me. I'm talking about 1 goal superior difference. Manchester United having just a 1 goal positive. And when you think about having played 37 matches, 58 goals, we have Rivers United 26 matches and 55 goals. So actually, something good can come out from the MPFL.
Okay. Okay. But Rivers United is topping the league, but Manchester United is not topping the league.
Yes.
So you can compare them. You can compare.
On the Sixth Avenue.
You can compare Liverpool right now, who are topping the league, and Rivers United, who are up there. So you won't be talking about teams that are trying to survive and qualify for either Europa or the Conference League. Anyway, you're welcome to the show, and I like your opening. But let us see if we can. Let us take some of the results. Maybe I can do that at the APL match that was played yesterday. We've just told you about the Liverpool playing 1-1, and we're also chipped in with a team that has +1 after 37 matches want to go.
Yeah, you have the revived Brentford 3-0, better than Southampton. Burnley, having a revival, slowed down, losing at home to Aston Villa.
That means advantage Everton, if Everton can take advantage of that.
So we have Chelsea dropping their 2 goals advantage in front of their new owners.
In front of their new owners, yes.
And having to be forced to a 2-2 draw by Wolves. Then Crystal Palace getting that critical goal that sent down. You had the Watford, they were 1 man down, and of course, they went down.
They went down. That is the second time they are going down in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And they went down with a load of Nigerian players, including those who are coming in, because Okoye is also coming in to join
Yes, because the thing there is between Watford and Glasgow Rangers, we have the bulk of the Super Eagles.
Players.
But the good thing, because you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad is Watford has gone down. But the good thing there is we have Rangers still fighting for the Europa League title. Yeah. So with 3 Nigerian players who all played the historic semi-final thrashing of the German side.
Okay, so that is Brighton.
So another trashing. Brighton. With their 4, we had the arch rivals of Man U going for the quadruple. Now we have the quadruple of goals. Okay. Scored by Brighton. Yeah. Then Liverpool forcing Tottenham to 1.
I thought Brighton were going to score more.
Very interesting match yesterday.
I thought Brighton were going to score more.
But you said it's interesting, but Jurgen Klopp said the kind of football that was played, he condemned it.
Yeah, you know what?
No. Okay, Ken, I think having watched that match, and I expected Klopp to have brought in Jota very early into that match, because the problem they were just having was just to unlock that crowded defense. And Jota is as good. I think he's the best player in Liverpool. When you have Salah having tried that, it was not working. So he should have brought him earlier, even before Tottenham got their goal.
Yeah, I think I've looked at Manchester City have failed to beat Tottenham this season. Home and away, actually.
The same thing with Liverpool. That means any team that wins the league this season has not beaten Tottenham.
Exactly. Well, it's not surprising. When Leicester won the league in 2016, they didn't beat Arsenal. Home and away.
We had a season where I think Man U and Barcelona played the final, and that season the only thing that beat both sides was Arsenal.
Arsenal,
So it's not.
It happens. But I remember when Tottenham defeated Manchester City home and away and cost them 6 points, and I can actually see how Liverpool win this title. I wasn't hearing Klopp complaining then. If you are analyzing too much, it leads to too much paralysis.
Okay.
You try to win the game there.
So
Arsenal,
today,
is that
the battle for the top spot, Arsenal chasing, breathing down the neck of Chelsea, will be hosting Leeds United, hoping to
escape relegation. Try to escape relegation.
So we have Leicester City.
Everton also trying to escape relegation.
Europa Conference disaster, taking on another relegation-bound Everton side. Norwich City taking on
already relegated
West Ham United, another team that crashed out of Europe. Then Manchester City, another team that crashed out of Europe, entertaining Newcastle United with the new owner. So we have the Qataris and the
and Manchester City, a win today, even a draw takes them back to retaining their title.
Of the league.
Go to be winning four titles in 4 years, in 5 years, in 5 seasons. I mean, that is fantastic. That would be fantastic if they can do that. So that is the table as it stands. Goal difference is what separates both sides, 83 points. But Liverpool has
64 goals
64,
for
yes,
Liverpool, and 63.
And 63.
For Manchester
From,
City.
that is just one goal difference.
One goal.
You know, but they've played one more match and had 1 goal difference. So that is the thing. And Chelsea, you know, they are looking at the barrel. Arsenal are just 4 points away. So that 1 point they picked is as well valuable, because even if Arsenal wins, Arsenal remains right there on the 4th position, and Tottenham Hotspur you know, are following suit. So I believe Chelsea will still play in the Champions League.
How about Manchester United?
Manchester United are out of it. They won't qualify champion.
They can't go out. They can't go above 61 points.
Yeah,
They have Tottenham on 61.
So
they have already they can only fight for Europa or
Europa Conference
or go to
Europa
conference. The way it is. I mean, being in Europe is even a bonus based on what they are playing. Any kind of Europe is based on a bonus for this particular season.
Because the Europa League title won by Jose Felix Mourinho counted for nothing. So now qualifying for
No, the truth is it counted for, you know, for Jose Mourinho. But for the club, I think clubs have status. But your status, you have to be realistic. Where you are at any point in time is where you are. And also the resources that are available that they give to you for you to achieve what you want to achieve. So basically, for both Jose Mourinho and Manchester United, that was the last trophies that they've won. So since Jose Mourinho left there and he has not won any trophy. So, I mean, you would have said Manchester United provided him the opportunity to also win that particular
after
trophy.
After I left Manchester, he has only played 1 full season.
Let us not get this thing. He
has entered 2 finals.
He didn't play. He was employed before the season ended. And then continued a new season where he was sacked. So once he played the full season, he played 1.5 seasons.
He has qualified 2
He played 1.5
after I left Manchester.
Let's not drag that. I know you are a Mourinho fan, and I hope he wins the Mickey Mouse Cup, and then that is what we expect from him.
The first title European title. No, Ken. I followed the last time, I think, when it was as Roma lost to Liverpool then. I think it was 83. We had Falcao, the Brazilian midfielder then. He was called the King of Rome. And it was because they were actually going for a treble. And all of a sudden, they ended with almost nothing.
You want to glorify the conference league? Please.
Ken,
For the sake of
Mourinho,
I am begging
what
you.
is in front of you.
No. For the sake of Mourinho, you don't drop from Real Madrid to Chelsea, Manchester United to Tottenham and to Roma, and then you are glorifying. The man is sinking. Please.
He sinks with every challenge. No, I think, I think Mourinho has to be the flagship of what a manager should be. He does not blink before taking on challenges, and he has always made a success of every challenge he takes.
That is subjective. That is subjective because one, we don't want to compare here. We've just talked about a man that himself and Carlo Ancelotti played for, coach Chelsea and coach Real Madrid. Here is Carlo Ancelotti, who won the La Decima for him. He went to Real Madrid. He didn't do that. He came to Chelsea for his 2 missionary journeys in Chelsea. He met Chelsea at the semi-final of Champions League, where Claudoneri took them in 2004 and left them there in his 2 journeys. So for good. If you're talking about that, please we'll discuss this another day.
Okay.
Let's discuss another day.
We should also not forget that
let's discuss
after 2 generations never saw Chelsea win the championship.
Because that is when and after that they've been winning it. So I mean, Chelsea have
even the La Decima, Mourinho laid that foundation for the La Decima.
You see, why are you talking about foundation
before
now?
He came, Ken, maybe my last passing shot. Before Mourinho came for like 4 seasons, Real Madrid never got beyond second round
when he came back,
of the Champions League.
When he came back to Chelsea, he took a team that won the Europa League. What did he get? What did he take them to? He won the league. Did he win the Europa League? Did he take the Champions League? But let's leave this talk. Let us not leave this talk.
Yeah.
Let us leave this talk. Because if you see, you are a fan of Mourinho, I accept that. But we are saying the facts speak for itself. Chelsea have won 2 Champions League and 2 Europa League, and he has won 3 and he didn't win any of those. Okay, and they have also won the league. Conte won the league. The Chancellor won the league.
So he was the trailblazer. He was the trailblazer.
Okay, we agree. Let's leave this matter. We open the lines if it is possible. I don't know what is happening, so that our fans can join this and then these issues that are going on here. We just talked about the CAF Champions League. That the semi-finals were played. First leg semi-finals were played yesterday. Al Ahly, the team, the African, that is the team. They are the team of the century. The African team of the century.
And you have a the only team that played the Champions League from second division.
Wow.
88, they defeated Wanya National, but they went down.
Wow.
So 89, they defended the Champions League as a second division side. So the 4-0, they trashed Wanya National in 1988. It's
what they collected.
Al Ahly has paid them back with.
Petro, the Luanda, that is the team that sent out Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes.
You know, that they beat Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns beat Al Ahly home and away. And then Petro beat, Mamelodi Sundowns. And here the Mamelodi Sundowns losing to Wydad Casablanca at home.
I think
3 goals to 1.
the big thing here is, the way goals should still count on the continent.
Yeah.
But going to Morocco to get 3 goals,
It's a tall order.
It's an uphill task.
2 goals, yes, I was said, but getting 3 goals with Wydad not responding, I don't see
think
that
it's
possible.
But of course, like not
football,
Africa, like we say, it
anything
is
can happen,
difficult
but,
when they step that foot forward. It is difficult to come across. So basically, we might be seeing a Wydad Casablanca, Al Ahly, all North African.
And let's wait for the day we
final.
also see a team from the NPFL at the semi-final stage. Instead of us parading the European Champions League trophy, I would rather prefer us to parade the CAF Champions League trophy.
not
won by Nigerian.
not to parade, but to have it.
Yeah, when Enyimba won it, there was a parade, and they got their Kia Motor as compensation, and they were even taken to the presidency.
And they shook the president's hand.
So let's parade what we win, not commercial cups.
Okay, it's talking about the MPFL. Like you said, Rivers United are still up there. Let us see what happened. There were some results. Matches were played yesterday. And then Rangers, I think they are coming back after that defeat they had at the Shooting Stars. They are picked up.
In the Oriental Derby, they were 3-1 better than Heartland. Abia Warriors, 2-0 better than Remo Stars. So Remo Stars now occupying the 4th position with 43 points. So for today, we have Sunshines traveling to Gombe to take on Gombe United. Shooting Stars at home to Niger Tornadoes. Kano Pillars takes on Kwara United. Rivers United, the first and the last, takes on MFM. Lobby Stars takes on Katsina United. Eyimba will be traveling to Uyo to take on Akwa United. Wiki Tourists at home to Dakada. Nasarawa United takes on Plateau United.
Okay, let's look at how the table stand, because that 4 points this week might change unless if Plateau United gets something out of Nasarawa.
Yes.
Nasarawa United, that almost look like a local like a derby of the middle belt derby.
You have a Nasarawa that does not want to be dragged into the relegation fight, so they cannot do anything but to aspire to take on Plateau and win that match. So Rivers United still topping the chart after 26 matches with 55 points. Plateau United 51 points. Enugu Rangers 45 points. Remo Stars 43 points. Kwara United.
Okay, let's go and then let's look at the down.
Then Dakada 30 points with minus 13 goals difference. Lobby Stars, former champions, 29 points. Atlands, multiple champions, 28 points. Kano Pillars, several champions, 26 points. MFM,
and their home is away from home. I think that is how it stands. Well, before you came in, we were talking about what transpired between the MFM and Rangers. And so I want to get what can be done. We've had these issues of fans going onto the pitch to attack referees. Of course, in this particular instance, the MPFL responded as usual, pays so and so amount of money, banished you from this stadium, come back. If you keep on doing the same thing and getting the same results, I mean, it is like, oh, look, this is what we are talking about, where you can say you saw this thing before.
I think maybe I should compare apples with pineapples.
Good.
If you go to a law court and attempt to attack a judge, you'll be shot.
Yes.
Without trial, you will be shot on the spot. So the referee here is like the judge, is the arbiter. So the referee deserves, when you talk about fair play, is the flagship that epitomizes what fair play is all about. So for someone to desecrate the beautiful game by descending to the with the unguided voyage to attack the referee, I think no punishment, Ken, should be too big when it's meted out to that person. And if that person is short, Ken, I don't think there'll be any case. No, because he's on pro.
We're talking about this last week. I talked about the fact that I wanted to probably go to the stadium and see this game.
Yes.
Imagine I go to the stadium, I witnessed it, I probably with my family or something. I don't think this is good for our game. This is not good for any game at all. It's wrong. And you see the young man, security officers even appealing to him. I think that was it for me. And people I showed this video to, I didn't see it, of course. Everybody said, okay, what exactly is going on in the MPFL? I think this is wrong to the highest order, and this should not be tolerated in any way or in any form at all.
Look where it should be protected.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at
even some of the players are incapable.
Look at
that this is happening in Lagos.
Look at him.
Not any
look at his security men. So why didn't they wrestle this guy to the ground? Why didn't they handcuff him?
Honestly, if this guy was shot, nothing would have happened.
Leave the shooting. Leave the shooting. Let us not encourage violence. I mean,
Ken, it's not violent.
Let us not encourage violence. Let us not encourage violence.
If you go to a court,
that is different. Let us not encourage violence. Yeah, that is what we are trying to fight against. Let us not encourage violence. You understand?
So the referee should turn the other cheek.
Not the ref. I'm saying.
So the guy should be apprehended.
That's what we are saying. Wrestle him to the ground and cuff him. You know, I mean, that's what we are saying.
Arrest him, take him out of the stadium, and then prosecute him because this is
and cuff him. That is all the thing.
See, the guy is still even.
This is. You don't do this anywhere. It doesn't happen. And this is our own.
And that's why you have certain referees going about their pistol. Not only in Nigeria but also in Brazil.
This, of course, that is in Brazil, and in most areas it has been discouraged. I mean, you don't do that. That is why the football sport thrives on fair play. It is not violence.
And the referee has only one life to live.
Of course, we know that. But that is why they're saying others, the stewards are supposed to be trained. You understand? And that is why we now say, okay, the law enforcement agents are supposed to be there to tackle this. That is basically what it is. We shouldn't encourage violence.
This should never be swept under the carpet.
No. Of course, these are the decisions. You can read those decisions.
Okay, MFMFC have been charged for breaching the MPFL framework and rules in their match day 26 fixture versus Rangers last Sunday. MFM will play their next 3 home matches at the Dino Dikbo Stadium in Ijebu-Ode. That's the LMC decision, MFM. MFM players Jerry Isaac and Christian Molukoke have been suspended for the next 12 matches for their involvement in the infraction. MFM team manager Godfrey Agui is banned indefinitely from all MPFL organized activities, including matches. MFM have also been fined 3.25 million, as well as a suspended 2-point deduction for the remainder of the season. MFM have 7 working days to pay up the fines and 48 hours from the date of notice to appeal the sanctions. Okay,
what happens to the guy that threw that punch?
I think they said that guy has to be prosecuted. In the statement, part of the statement. Okay. This is part 1 of the statement. They also decided that the guy should be apprehended and prosecuted. And until that time, you understand? I mean, they giving them a time to do that. Probably the sanctions will escalate if they don't do that. Yeah. We remember the case of Aqua. You know, is it Dakada Aqua United this season?
Yes, Dakada.
Was it Dakada?
Yes.
I think it was Dakada this season that it happened. Yes. The same thing. And then so you know we are seeing this and it's recording. In Kano Pillars did the same thing. You know
against Katsina.
Against Katsina.
I think I have an issue with the banishment to Ijebu-Ode.
Yeah.
Because at times, it's even easier for you to get to Ijebu-Ode before getting to Teslim.
Teslim Balogun.
So, I mean, take them to Akure.
Ken, I think to a large extent, I understand, although I don't share his opinion for shooting the man down, but I understand where Okpe is coming from. This is 2022. There are some things that should not be tolerated at all. I want to believe that as a match day referee, I have that faith in the system to protect me from things like this. I will go on the pitch and I will discharge my duty without fear of being harassed or being attacked on the pitch. But look at this, and in all places, it's happening in Lagos, for crying out loud.
Look at that, they are pushing
no matter the backing,
push the
officer,
police officer.
You know, no matter the backing, and Ken, you know what? This is not the first time I personally have seen something like
this guy.
Where is the anchor?
This is not the first time I have seen something like this. in this particular stadium. You know, I have seen this before. And to a large extent, that's the reason why I do not go and watch these games. And I hear people coming out and say, oh, we need to look for a way to promote our league and make sure that we talk about the PFL consistently. Yeah, which is what we want to do all the time. But we don't want to talk about things like this. We shouldn't be seeing this. Children should not be seeing this on their screens. But this is not a norm. It shouldn't be like this. And I feel the punishment meted out should have actually been more than what we saw on the screen just now.
At least banning those players that started for 12 matches. That is great. The team manager, I take totally. All that, you understand. But I still believe that if we want to take a holistic approach to this, there has to be a kind of a novelty, something new, has to be put in place, in order to, educate the fans, or maybe barricade, make it in such a, that is the thing that,
sensitization as well.
Of course, sensitization is even more important.
It is more important
because the fans, if MFM fans, like this guy that is throwing all this punch, I don't think he goes to watch MFM outside Lagos. Because if he does, no. That is the truth. Because if the fans of MFM are protecting the fans of Rangers, and protecting all, if they are, you say, look, this is coming. But in this case, thank God they are not attacking Rangers. It was not Rangers fans that they are attacking. It is the match officials they are attacking. That are supposed to be protected by the security agents that are there. This look at him running for his dear life.
Ken, there was a time I think whether Prime FC also were looking for match venue to play, and they got to a school. Because when I got to that pitch, I said, this pitch could be used for MPFL match. And the guy said, yes, that they've been there. But the area of disagreement was, they said there has to be perimeter. And they said, no, they've sensitized their students that on no ground should anybody cross the line. Right. And that has been it. So if we take our time to actually sensitize these guys we call fans, I don't see this happening. But this guy, an example should be made of this guy, Ken. Because he tried to ruin the reputation of the beautiful game.
Okay, he tried to ruin his reputation, but like we said, he should be accosted, he should be apprehended, and he should be prosecuted. That is an assault, even if it is in anywhere, not just on the pitch of play. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, Channel Sport on Sunday continues. That's on Jabbar. That is the history maker. The African Amazon. That is the dancer. That is the queen. I don't know. I'm looking for words to describe what she has just done. The first African woman, the first Arab woman, the first Tunisian woman to win a WTA 1,000 event. Not 250, not 500. 1,000 event. I tell you. And then she said something. She said nothing is impossible. Can you take that tweet, please?
Dreams do come true.
Yes.
I love you all. Thank you, Madrid. Thank you to everyone who came and supported me. I'm so grateful. Thank you to my family and to the best team, Karim, Izam, Melanie. You guys are simply amazing.
They are simply amazing. And the Mutua Madrid, the Madrid Open, is where she achieved that feat, putting Africa on the map. No African woman has ever done that to win a WTA 1000 event. She has been there in the circuit, pushing her. So that is Jessica Pegula, the lady she defeated, another fantastic player. And this is what we are seeing. We want to see. There are some Nigerians right there on the circuit. There is Whitney Osugwe, the Tony Moore, but they are representing America. They are not representing Nigeria.
It can only, I keep saying this like a broken record. Do we have the facilities? We don't. When we are in the rainy season, you cannot train.
Yes.
So we'll continue to celebrate people in Nigeria in diaspora, but can we have, because we are in football, we clamor for home-based eagles, homegrown eagles, but in tennis, can we have home-based players?
But if we have the clay court is quite different, but if we have the hard court, like we used to have the Obe hard court. I remember in Benin and in the David Monite days. If we have the hard court, we have the grass court. I mean, they definitely this time because it's a question of there is the way they do that. It soaks it underneath and the thing heats up too, just like what they do in all these pitches. So yeah. It could. What is the size of a tennis court?
We have the hard court in Erikpa, which I think sponsored by a retired naval officer, maybe Captain Labi or so. But how many we are population of 200 20 million estimatedly.
Yeah.
Then, so how many people are interested in tennis? So let's say 100,000. Can 5 or 7 standard court cater for 100,000 people? So that is first stage. So move on when it's raised. I've done this thing. You cannot train, Ken. You simply cannot.
You simply cannot.
And when you want to even go take these things to schools, by the time they give you the conditionality, you have to get approval from Ministry of Education, Ministry of Sport.
Okay,
Well.
let's go. Let's move on. We told you that you saw this one happen. Okay, and that is why when Okwe is saying, "Look, do this, go ahead," I was okay, fine. Please don't go to the extreme. But then it's sometimes it's like that. But FIFA just we played Ghana, and then and then Ghana kicked us out of the World Cup qualifier, with keeping us at home. All of us want to stay on our telly and watch that, unless those who want to travel to Qatar. When this happened, FIFA responded and said Nigeria and some other countries were involved. Nigeria was fined the highest in all the country, almost over 35 to 25% of the fees fined all the countries to pay that Nigeria 150 Swiss francs, which about 63.9 round it up to 64 million. Up by 64 million naira. If we invest 64 million into our grassroots football, if we pick 3 or 4 or 5 centers and invest 64 million, don't you think we will see the result?
Okay, I think the danger is even you are not paying naira, you are paying in hard currency.
The hard currency that is difficult to source.
The little we have, we are depleting.
Yes.
So, but Ken, this does not glorify us as a nation.
Yes.
And this is I can't explain this. There is no base. Yeah, prior to this match, I said people will be going there with anger. That my own thinking was they should not even boo the team. They should support the team to tilt.
Yes.
But I lack what to describe this embarrassing and shameful role play by those. And again, when you they say there is no free lunch. When you make things free, this are the kind of the reactions we get. Because if these guys are using their money to pay, I don't think when you lose, you go home. But you open this gate, free ticket, free transport. Now this is it.
Yeah, I see. I at least to a large extent we watch football in Europe. I'm not sure I don't think we are as passionate as the average English fan.
Look at the stadium. At 11 p.m. in the night.
Exactly. We are not. When Real Betis won their Copa del Rey championship,
yes,
they hoisted that trophy in Nigerian time by 4 minutes past 12. That was midnight. Their time, yes. So you have to look, and these fans will stay up till whatever time just to see their favorite teams play. Now their teams lose matches as well. There are days whereby it doesn't even go in their favor. Let's remember that incident that happened between Barcelona and Chelsea in 2009.
Yes.
The Rebel incident. It's enough for anybody that has blood within him to boil over. But everybody was able to maintain their calm in the stadium. But somehow, I think we need to start by sensitizing our fans and making them understand that destruction of properties is not the way to go. Like Okwe rightly said, this does not glorify our football in any way or in any form. We need people to understand that players should be able to come into the pitch. Even if you lose a game, know that I can go home and I'm safe. Referees should be able to come into the pitch, and even if it's not even going in favor of the home team, I will still be safe. But when we feel threatened like this, we will constantly have issues like this, and we're putting this on TV. It's not. Football is business, and it's big business for that matter. Who would want to sponsor when you start saying things like this on your screen?
I think I don't envy David Oumi at all. Commenting, this is a very Herculean task, for this team. But like we said, you have to sensitize. You have to sensitize the fans, but then somebody has to be made an example of, and then until you do that, I mean, it will be very, 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 very difficult for us to achieve what we want to achieve. This football administration have been there for about 8 years now. In the past 8 years, we want to see their scorecard. We want to see which area of football that have improved. Is it the youth development? Is it the female team? Is it the schools? Is it the school sport? Is it the coaches? Is it the physios? Others who are working from there. So at what part, which area of football have we developed? Where? So it is like all motion and no movement, and a lot of we make it with a lot of trumpeting of whatever the little thing we are doing, whatever. That is the thing. So basically, if we need to start again. But for the new people that are coming in, it is now time to ask them questions. What of the constituency of those who are voting? Are they the right people who are choosing? Is it from there that somebody else is going to come? Is the football their private estate, or is it a Nigerian thing? So basically, these are the things that we must look at. If not, let me stop at that. Let's go back.
Before you talk about even the incoming football administrators, even talk about the incoming government. We have seen the situation where we share bread and butter to youth. That does not develop the youth. So I've not seen any aspirant or aspiring aspirant talked about plans for youth and sport development.
Let us wait until when they've gotten their parties ticket. You understand? But like you said, even now, this is even the time. If you want people to engage from the sport,
not only inviting former players to come and wear
from the sports sector, if you want them to give you your support, that is if we are part of it. If there are people in our own sport who are moving, basically, this is when you need to convince them to say, okay, fine, you mean well for sport, because like we said, we have talked about the sport. We are talking about the budget of youth and sport in the past few years, and we have said in the budget of Nigerian Ministry of Youth and Sport, 90-something% of the budget goes to NYSC. So sports, recurrent expenditure, infrastructural development, capital, everything, less than 7%. Less than. So that is what. So anytime a federation wants to travel, they will go to the ministry. We want a job. We want to travel. And they, can you give us some money? And then they get what I say. Oh, thank you. Our honorable minister has been very good. He has been very helpful. He gives us that. I mean, there should be a 2-3 allocation. Sometimes we laugh because we can't cry. I tell you. So we just laugh because we can't cry. Let's go to another cheering news. Another 19 years old. Like we said, he was born on the 5th of May. So if today is 8, today he's 19 years and 3 days. 19 years, but it was 19 years and 2 days yesterday. It was 19 years and a day before yesterday when he defeated Nadal, when he now came in and then defeated Novak Djokovic. And that is the man called Carlos Alcaraz. I tell you, this match was something else because the stadium there, you know, Magica seats 12,442 fans, and they were all cheering for him against Novak Djokovic. And then it went all through.
You see that fist bump? The good one for him that's in the final. We're coming up against Alexander Zverev, and we saw what Zverev did to Tsitsipas.
Zverev Tsitsipas, I mean, they say, I don't,
the challenge there for him, that would be a challenge for Carlos, would be Zverev will match him strength for strength, vigor for vigor, vitality for vitality, because he had that upper hand over the likes of Nadal and Djokovic. But against Zverev, I think the luck would be too far for him. I watched him take on when he took on Nadal, but against Zverev, I don't see him getting the victory.
Nadal will play that with you when he's 39.
no, he's just coming back. He's coming back at tournament.
Yeah. Of course, he's not as he's still trying to peak health-wise, in fitness, trying to get into to that level of fitness that was okay, fine, okay. I'm building towards. Of course, he's always building towards Roland Garros. So definitely that is where he's going to, and so that is where he wants to get his number 22. But from this boy, we discussed about 2 weeks ago, and what we are seeing. The guy still have over 300 days as a teenager. Yeah. If over 360 days as a teenager, he still has. So to develop into, I see this boy winning a slam, probably if he continued in this progression before he is 20, because he has four Grand Slam to play before he turns 20.
Yeah, Ken, I want to share your optimism, but again, no. I don't know why I keep going back when I see this new talent coming up in tennis. It makes me wonder, when are we going to get it here at home?
In which sport?
In tennis.
No, that's what I'm saying. See, that's why I said in which sport? Because of course, in some of the sports that we are getting it right. We had Daniel Gali last week, and just yesterday he won the son, a sport person of the sports personality of the year. I think that is what we are saying. But Daniel, please don't rest. This is not for you to rest on your oars, because, like you said, when we bring Daniel here, we ask him those questions. Your legacy. You've been lucky, or you've been consistent, or you've been recognized your job to serve 2 back-to-back governors as sport. So there must be some lasting thing that you want to see. It is not just we peppering us, doing these things. We want to see what structures. After you have left that particular ministry, you understand? I mean, will your state continue, or it will be? We'll talk about Maradona and Napoli. Yep. Maradona before Napoli before Maradona. Napoli with Maradona, and Napoli after Maradona. Before Maradona, 0 trophy. With Maradona, everything. After Maradona, 0 trophy. So we are now saying, look, will that be? Will the Bayelsa sport be, how we look at Bayelsa sport in Bayelsa after Daniel Egali? I mean, before you came there, of course, they were trying to build, but you have pushed it up north. You have taken wrestling somewhere. After you have left, what's happening? Putting the mat, how many schools are you going to give the mat? Where are you taking it to in the federation? How are you going to make sure that this, even local wrestling is also developed? You understand? But tomorrow it might be an Olympic sport recognized. To say, okay, this is how we do it. So basically that's what we are saying here. We congratulate him for this award, and we hope that this will spur you to do something greater. And then someday, probably we might take a Channel Kids Cup and bring it to Yenegua, and it is not impossible. We said that this is the month of May. We are supposed to put you through. If those events are not taking place now, we'll take you and prepare you for next year, and that is what we are saying. Where we are, I think we are going home.
Yeah, you said it. The success of every leader is in the successor. So it's not only about having an Igali now, but what happens after the Igali. So I think it's food for thought for everyone.
Okay.
I know it's had difficult times for the NPFL now, but. Well, like we talked about it earlier, we should try as much as possible to sensitize the fans and let them understand that there is no place for violence in our sport.
There is no space for violence in our sport. Probably, maybe in the coming weeks, we shall look at this and probably bring in some persons, as we normally do in a round table, to look at those critical areas of Nigerian sports. That is how we sign it off today. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed Sunday.